I'm Justin Davis, and this is Drone Camps RC. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Davis. Today we're going to do a review of the Helifar B3. It does say on the instruction manual EPIX, so very interesting, because if you have noticed that this drone looks exactly like the MJX Bugs 5W, also the JJPRO EPIX. So very interesting that it does say EPIX on the instruction manual. You do get 3 different instruction manuals in here. You get a quick start guide and all that good stuff. It does have 1806 brushless motors on here, and these are quick release clockwise and counterclockwise props, also with thumb nuts on the very top of the motors, so that makes it easy to come on and off. There's also a rubber grommet underneath there to make it stay nice and tight. You just want to tighten these until they're nice and snug. Don't over tighten them because you'll have some issues with your motor shafts. Now on the very bottom, it does not have a 3-axis gimbal or a 1-axis gimbal. It's just kind of mounted with these rubber grommets on here. It's not the best camera in the world, but it does the job for 1080p video, and I believe it also shoots 30 frames per second. It's got this extended landing gear. We have LEDs on the bottom, and the best thing about this quad is that it flies really, really well, and I think that's why we're seeing different companies adopt this with their own name brand on this particular aircraft, mainly because, hey, if you have a good product, why not sell your copy of your product to other companies to sell too, because it's a proven and tested product. MJX RC usually makes things that fly really, really well, and I'm not surprised to see a Helifar label on this particular quadcopter selling for another type of brand. But the cool thing about this package is that it comes with 2 batteries, so this bundle is probably a little better than the EPIX bundle in my opinion, because you get 2 batteries along with it. These are 2S 1800 milliamps, and they should get us about 18 minutes. It's a little bit calm out here in the field today, and we're going to find out how long this battery actually does last. And when you're flying in winter conditions like today, you want to keep your second battery in your jacket pocket, because you want to keep that nice and warm, because your battery will tank on you if you're not careful. Now what you want to do, I'm going to go ahead and show you how you bind up your transmitter. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and grab your transmitter, turn it on while holding the lock button right there on the top left, and it'll start to beep, and then you're going to put your battery in immediately after that. You'll see this LED light go solid red when it's bound up, and you'll get a DDD from the Helifar B3. So here we go, let's bind it up. Remember, hold down the lock button, turn on the transmitter. This is going to start flashing red. We're going to put this battery in, turn the little lever to vertical. Now you can see that the LEDs are flashing on the bottom, and you can let go of the button. Now we're bound up with it. Now what you have to do is wait for your satellites to load. Once you're connected to the Wi-Fi, you can go into the app, and you heard a beep right there, so it did confirm that we're connected. You're going to calibrate the compass, and after that we can fly. But first we have to make sure that we also have some video on the app. So go ahead and download your app first, and the app is named X Drone. It's virtually the same thing in this app as the other MJX app and the JJPRO app, except with a different front screen. Once you're all ready and connected to your Wi-Fi, you can press go. And I believe there's no password on the Wi-Fi, so pretty cool. One last thing is that I believe the SD card is up to 32 gigabytes, and it goes in right in the back right there. Make sure you bring your SD card along with you to record your videos and your flights. So let's go ahead now and connect to the Wi-Fi, and we will commence flying. So Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi network is called Drone 01 CD1D. Now one other thing you need to do is calibrate the gyro. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So we're going to go ahead and start on the horizontal axis, and we're going to keep rotating that until you see it green like that. You're going to rotate it with the camera down. Once it's finished, it should go solid just like that. That's looking very good. And you also have a tiltable camera on here, which is really neat. Over on this side of the controller, your camera tilt is right here. Your photo button is here. If you just short press that, it's going to give you a photo. Long press it, it's going to start the video. You have return to home button right here, auto takeoff and land here. And this transmitter is awesome also because it gives you your signal level, your height, and your distance away from the home point. How many satellites we're locked into right now? We have 13 satellites on here, so this thing is rocking a pretty solid connection. We're flying this in mode 2, so that's going to be a self-centering stick for altitude hold on the left, roll and pitch on this stick right here, and your yaw axis left and right here, which turns it left and right on the horizontal axis to do your sort of pans. But this one is probably going to get better video flying straight ahead rather than pans, and you'll see that because I'll show you some video coming up. So let's go ahead and connect to the app, X Drone app, press go. You're going to get this startup screen right here. You're just going to keep clicking that little arrow until you come to the home screen right here, and my camera looks like it's pointed at my takeoff mat, so I'm just going to bring that up, and you can point it down just a little bit so you don't see the props in the camera view. Now I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Let's do some flying, you guys. Oh, one last thing I almost forgot. To calibrate your gyro before takeoff, sticks go down and to the left, and if you're close to your drone, you'll see that the LEDs do start flashing, and then once they go back to solid, you're good to go. So now the battery's locked in, my props are all tight and ready to go. Now we can do a takeoff two ways. We can go sticks down into the center like this, and it'll start it in an idle mode, and I'm going to stop it. You can do the same thing to stop it. Hopefully it takes that command. Sticks out into the sides. Actually, yeah, it's out to the sides to stop it, center to start it. So out to the sides to stop. And another way, auto takeoff right here. Once you arm the quad, you can press your auto takeoff button on the left hand side right there. So that'll bring it up into a nice hover. Let's just check out the GPS hold. It's flying really far forward right now, so that is not a solid GPS hold. That is a wandering GPS hold. Now, the nicest thing about all of these quadcopters is that they do fly really, really smooth, soft, and stable. If you find that your quad is wandering and not holding a good GPS lock, that means you need to set it back down and restart the whole drone. Right now it's wandering like it is not in GPS mode. So now it is in GPS mode. Now check this out. One very important thing. I was just flying in ADI mode, and ADI mode is when you have no GPS lock on the drone and it's going to wander like it's sliding on ice. Whichever way the wind's blowing, it's kind of, your quadcopter is going to go that direction. So this little button right here, it has to be set to B. If I turn it to A, watch what happens. It automatically starts to drift. Now if I press it back to B, watch this, it'll come to a stop. Very good. Let's bring it back over here now. I'm in GPS mode, so let's just walk around it. And it does not have object avoidance on it, so I'm gonna go ahead in the app and start the video. Hopefully this is in real time. Hey guys. And today it's a little bit overcast up here. I don't live in Hawaii, so you're gonna get to see a real honest to goodness definition of what this camera looks like on a typical winter day. So let's go ahead and do some flying out. Now out into the field, we'll do some straight ahead flying for you, and I'll come up in altitude, and you're gonna get the best video with this quad when you're flying mostly in a straight line. You're gonna see some wander on this quad like a RC airplane left and right. Still says my video is recording, and that's good. And the Wi-Fi lag on these drones is there. Once you get out past about 100 meters, you really kind of need to be able to know how to fly a quadcopter line of sight. It's really important for the new guys. Practice this quadcopter within line of sight first. You do have GPS on here, so I mean, you know, if stuff goes really wrong and you can't figure out how to get your quad back, you can always press return to home right there on that button on the top right, second one over. So I'm still flying a little bit line of sight right now, and it's still saying aircraft not connected. So that's, you know, that's kind of troubling that we're not seeing that it's connected. So I'm using an iPhone 7, And most of the time, what I love about the MJX stuff is that it does work with iPhones. A lot of quadcopters out there, the apps don't really work that well with the iPhone. Now my GPS is holding a nice lock here, and just decided it wanted to come down for a second here for some reason. It's coming down again into a hover. It's not trying to land. Okay, let's come forward a little bit. And now let's fly in ADI mode. So the more professional drone photography pilots in the United States and around the world usually fly and do their pans in ADI. So we're gonna use that left, what looks like a trim button, and take it out of GPS. I'm still recording video here. I'm gonna go up a little higher here. Let's see how well the video does in ADI. Let's see if it makes any difference on my phone. I'm still getting very choppy Wi-Fi. So one thing you need to know is don't rely on this app for a first-person view to bring yourself back. And you know, that's about 100 meters out. I'm at 113 meters right there. I'm just yawing back around the other direction and coming back toward us now. So one thing I've never really been impressed with is Wi-Fi video is just not that great. What is impressive about this particular quadcopter is that it does have 2 different channels of Wi-Fi 5.8 operation. So if you find that you're getting a lot of lag on your phone, you can try to switch it to a different channel. And the way that you do that with this particular drone is you're going to put the drone on the ground. I'm just going to bring it in a little close and show you this. I'm going to put it back in GPS mode. So right now we're still in ADI, and check that out, how it's sliding on ice. I'm just going to bring it back over here. It's like a little bit of a tutorial for you guys too that are just getting into quadcopters. Just telling you guys a little more information in this review than normally I do. So let's leave it in GPS. Now it should be hanging out and stabilizing. Usually you want to leave it sitting there for about 30 seconds to maintain a really good hover and GPS lock. Now to switch channels, all you have to do is put your quad on the ground, and you're going to hold down the camera button for 3 seconds. And once you do that, it's going to switch channel. You hear it go D. And after you hear the D, you can turn the quad off and restart the quad, and it's going to put you on a different 5.8 channel, which is really, really nice. So I've been recording video now for almost 5 minutes, and it's about 46 degrees out today, overcast. So you really have to keep an eye on your quad battery. Another tip for winter flying is make sure that you guys keep your battery in your pocket. Keep your batteries warm, keep your car on, your heater going. The Wi-Fi is getting a little bit choppy again at the end of the field, so I'm just going to yaw to the right. So just going to cruise. We're just going to do some cruising now, and it seems that my battery is kind of hanging in there with this cold. And it's not even really that cold yet, honestly. It's going to get much colder here in the next month or two. So I'm going to bring the drone up above these trees nice and high. I was pointing in the wrong direction. There we go. And the video does work pretty good within 100 to 200 feet. Now another thing is, I like how you can see the LEDs on the bottom of the quad when it goes by. Another thing that is important to know about buying a drone is that depending on how much money you spend on a drone, it's also going to reflect how well your video transmission system works. More expensive drones, obviously, like the Mavic with OcuSync, works flawless. The Mavic Air works on Wi-Fi. It has more lag. It really does. I don't trust the Mavic Air to fly close proximity, really fast sport mode stuff, because there's so much lag in the Mavic Air video. I can do much more in sport mode with my Mavic Pro using OcuSync. just a much faster, but it's also a more expensive drone. So you get what you pay for, guys. I'm gonna let go of it there and see where it lands, see if it stabilizes itself. Doing a little bit of moving around there, but finally leveled out. And right now it's beeping at me, so it seems to think that it's in a low battery situation. Let's go ahead and press return to home here and see how close it comes to our landing pad. Right there. H marks the spot. Somebody asked me what H means the other day. Believe it or not. H does not mean drone, it means heli. But drone, heli, multi-rotor, whatever you want to call it. And let's see if it's coming down or not. Okay, it paused for a moment there. See the red LEDs on the bottom mean that this battery is done. So she's coming down. Our home point is right there. So usually within a 10-foot radius, I say is a pretty high score for a compass calibration on your drone. So looking pretty good there. Down in the grass. Let's see if it stops the motors by itself. Yes, it does do that. Awesome. That's really good. So again, like, these drones fly really, really well. This is like the ultimate GPS trainer drone. So I'm going to stop the video there. Record success, 8 minutes on that video. So I got 8 minutes of video on the first battery. Let's go ahead and fly that second battery. It's in my pocket here, keeping it nice and toasty. We'll see how long it flies. I think today I got about a 10-minute flight with it being like 46 degrees out here. So let's go ahead and do the second battery, and I'll try some of the modes for you guys. All right, guys, we're on battery number 2 right now, and let's just check the Wi-Fi connection. I just plugged in the battery, and don't forget to lock the battery lock in the very back to the vertical position. That should be locked. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead to the Wi-Fi. Let's go over and see that we're connected here. We should be already connected. Wi-Fi is connected to drone 01 CD1D. Go back over to the X Drone app, and we'll fly battery number 2. And you should get some kind of reading in about a minute's time. You should connect to all your satellites. Give yourself a good minute or so for your satellites to connect, and it's a good idea not to stand over the drone while it's trying to connect. And we should be ready to start the compass calibration. I see the lights are flashing. Let's go ahead and do the horizontal action. Now the vertical action. And we should see a solid green and red there. We're good to go there. Now we have, it says 20 satellites on the app, and it's telling me 19 right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start recording the video from the launch pad. If you guys don't have a launch pad, you got to get one of those. So now I'm going to go ahead and press I'm going to try out the lock button this time. Unlock the motors button. Press it once. Yep, press it once. Not a long press. Okay, so now I'm going to press the auto takeoff button. All right, so let's go out here. It also does waypoints using Google Maps. So let's go ahead and do a quick waypoint configuration. I see my maps are kind of semi-loaded here. Track point. All right. There we go. Okay, now we're good to go. So you're going to press submit. It took me a second there for that to work right. Yes, that's the route we want to fly. Now, if it goes the wrong direction, or you think you're going to hit a tree, press delete really fast, because this does not have obstacle avoidance. It was headed toward that truck over there, so I had to raise it up in the altitude. Headed straight at that truck. Now I'm going to raise it up again just in case it decides to go left. Okay, so we're nice and high right there. It's following its GPS coordinates all the way around from point to point. And there's 6 different points that it's going to go to. What I like about this drone for waypoints, it doesn't really stop at each individual point, which I like a lot. Some of the other drones out there kind of momentary pause, like the Xeno, for example, stops at each waypoint. So that's, even though it's set all the way to 0 stop time, hover time at each point, it does it anyway. So this one is almost to number 6 now. Headed over to number 6. After this, we'll try some follow me, and I'm pretty sure that the follow me is going to work flawless. It does say in the manual that this little guy only does follow me within around 30 meters, so I believe that's right. So we're going to go ahead and delete what we're doing there. We're going to turn that off and come back over to us so we can do some follow me. We'll try that out. Whoa, going a little bit fast there. And I am in satellite mode right now, so if I let go of the sticks, you know, if you get out there and you lose video, you let go of the sticks, it should just stop where it's at. So that's the good thing about GPS drone versus ADI. If you're flying an ADI and you let go of the sticks, you can fly into a tree. So keep that in mind as well. All right, so we're looking good there. Let's go ahead and spin the drone around facing towards me. I'm still waiting for my video to come back. There it is. All right, now we're gonna do some follow me. Yes, start recording us. Now you can see me. Let's see if it yaws. Okay, good. I'm gonna walk away from the trees. Kind of a little bit of a robotic yaw it's doing, but it is working for follow me. Good. Right on, B3, right on. Doing very good, awesome. A little bit of jerky motion there on the pitch axis, kind of strange. It's like, oh no, you're there. Oh no, are you there? Oh, there you are. Okay, all right. The follow me is, it's okay. It's okay. It does turn on the yaw axis. Now, what's always really screwy to me is the point of interest. I'm gonna stop the video for a second and start the video again. Now we're recording again. I'm gonna take it out of follow me. And the last time I tried to do this, it almost flew into a tree. So you wanna be way out in the field somewhere when you're trying this circle me. This orbit stuff is really strange, okay? And it's not really rotating around me. It's, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm really hard on some of these cheaper quadcopters, but you get what you pay for, you know? And this is actually doing pretty good. It's wandering a little bit on the yaw axis there, but it still has me in the frame and I can still control the height, which is really cool. Up and down, yeah, orbit mode, point of interest. Cool, sweet. Last time I tried this, it didn't work so well, so the Helifar version might actually work better than the EPIX one did for me. Right on. Awesome. I think they've probably done some changes to this app in the way that the point of interest works. Very good. Sweet deal. And I have 21 satellites now. Man, that's impressive. 21 satellites. Rock and roll. Okay, let's go ahead and stop that before I get dizzy. So we did waypoints, we did follow me, and we did orbit mode, and all three checked out pretty darn good. So I'm liking this quad probably more than the EPIX. You also have 3D view on here, so you can wear this phone in a set of box goggles if you want to and sort of fly this thing FPV. But if you try to do that, you want to keep it super close, because with any type of lag, if you have a box goggle on and you're flying in goggles and you have the screen freeze up, that wouldn't be super good. So now we're going to go ahead and let's do some general flying. Let's just turn this baby around, and the sun's coming out right now, so now will be a great time to just finish up this battery. It looks like we're just going to get one little short flight out there. The transmitter starts to beep when your battery is low, and look at me, I'm flying out over the field anyway with a low battery. I just wanted you guys to see some more video before we end the review. But I'm taking my time with this guy and having a lot of fun with this B3. I really like these quads. If you spend money on one of these, I promise you'll have a good time with it. This is all about being up in the air. So let's go ahead and hit the return to home button again. And let's do a second return to home and see if it does any better this time. Got a really solid connection. on the Wi-Fi and the transmitter this close in for sure. But realistically, this will get out there about 300 meters. I have tested the EPIX and it did get out there about 300 meters at the end of this field over where those row of pine trees are. All right, coming in within a 10-foot radius right here, looking super good. Wow, within about 5 feet. Actually, that's really impressive. That's really good. All right, B3. That was awesome. So I'm gonna stop the video and I'm gonna turn off the quad because that beeping is annoying. All right, I'm gonna put it back right here. I like this blue color scheme too. What do you guys think about the color scheme? I'm just gonna give it a second before I pull the battery out. After you press stop on your video, it's probably a good idea to wait a minute because the video file might be finishing up. You don't want to truncate your video file, meaning break it up. You wouldn't be able to use it. And these video files should record as MPEGs as well, which is great for me because I have a Macintosh. Okay. So I think this quad checks out on a lot of different checkpoints. As far as build quality, looks great. It's more like hobby grade material quadcopter because you can get extra parts for this if you want to get an extra camera. What I would like to do is figure out a way to bring this camera down a little bit and credit card mount it. There's a credit card gimbal that I make with 2 credit cards. You punch holes in each corner and you put zip ties in there. You just snake them in there, and the zip ties actually act as your grommets, which are really, really awesome for giving you a nice vibration free video. Probably better video than what you get from this because I think this is just a little not enough dampening on the camera. And you're gonna see that left and right, the roll and the pitch axis on this because you don't have any stabilization. But to get out there and just record some video with this is a lot of fun. You can do a lot of training and learning your basic orientation with this. So good quad from Helifar, and originally MJX, as we all know and love. MJX RC is really good stuff. So I'm down with this B3. I think it's going to be a good purchase for anybody looking for a trainer quad and just something fun to fly on a day like today. It's Sunday, so great day to fly. But thanks again for watching, you guys. Don't forget to comment down below on this video because I'm giving away 2 quads on January 2nd. I'm giving away an EMAX Tiny Hawk, and I'm also giving away the HGLRC Mephisto 6S quadcopter, super fast drone, and someone's gonna get one of those 2 delivered to their front door for free from the Drone Camps channel. And that's one of the good reasons why you watch and subscribe, because I usually do pretty good giveaways. If you also want to support me on Patreon, that would be amazing, guys. I'm really trying to get this channel, the funding, up and going, and in comparison to some of the other channels my size that have Patreon accounts, that would be really, really awesome of you, and it would make my day. But anyway, guys, I hope this video made your day and you enjoyed flying with me again. I'm Justin Davis. It's Sunday, so now I'm gonna go home and relax. Have a good day, guys. See you on the next one. Take care.